statewide races and some very important races we're looking at here in Arizona. Joining me right now is Rodney Glassman, running for the Corporation Commission. First of all, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, explain to the people that don't understand, why is it so important? What happens on the Corporation Commission? What do they do?
Well, Mike, the Corporation Commission was created as Arizona's fourth branch of government in our Constitution because our founders thought it was so important to have our regulated utilities, our electric companies, our water companies, regulated by elected officials to make sure that they didn't take advantage of the ratepayers. And so the Corporation Commission is that regulatory body, and I'm running to restore integrity at the Corporation Commission.
So do they create legislation? Do they enforce laws? Which is it? Because there's been arguments about, are they creating legislation in the Corporation Commission? So what is it? What are they supposed to do there?
Well, Mike, I believe that the Corporation Commission should only do what's written in the Constitution, and that's protect ratepayers. So it truly is about rate hearings and making sure that our utilities are affordable, reliable, resilient, and safe. And that's the job that I plan to do.
Okay, so that tells us why you're running. What qualifies you for the job? Now, I've looked at your resume. I mean, you're a lawyer, you're obviously an accomplished person, but what is it that you think you bring to the table other people don't?
Well, first and foremost, I am an attorney. I'm actually also a major in the United States Air Force JAG Corps Reserve. And the number one issue at the Corporation Commission right now is restoring integrity. What the average Arizona ratepayer knows is what they read about in the newspaper or see on TV. So it's indictments, it's drugs in the bathroom, it's commissioners whose campaigns are funded by the utilities they regulate. And so I want to clean that up, and I've proposed that the Corporation Commission adopt the exact same code of conduct as our judicial branch. It's called the Arizona Code of Judicial Conduct. So I have that background when it comes to restoring integrity, but just as importantly, the biggest issue for Arizona's future is water. And I have a PhD in arid land resource sciences from the University of Arizona, which is water. I've also served on the city council in Tucson, where I was a rate setter, and as the town manager at Cave Creek, where I did my bull riding. And so I've also ran a water company, done the infrastructure planning. I understand those issues. And if you're truly going to protect ratepayers, you got to know the right questions to ask. Believe it or not, 80% of the rate hearings at the commission are water companies. So I plan on being Arizona's voice when it comes to our water future, and I was proud when Governor Ducey endorsed my campaign. He talked about 2 points. Number one, that I was a veteran in the Air Force, and number two, that he considers me a water expert.
You know, I did some work in my old business as an electrical contractor for water companies, some of the well sites, some of the wastewater treatment plants, so I've gotten to see a little bit into that world. It is important in Arizona with the expansion of, we are losing more and more farmland, and it's turning into residential. How does that change things for water in Arizona?
Well, it means that there's going to be important discussions. We need to protect water rights, and we need to protect water as a property right. Now, this campaign this November there's a stark contrast between the Democrats and the Republicans that are running. The Republicans are anti-mandate. They are pro-agriculture. The Democrats, in one of our recent candidate forums, they said we should stop agriculture in Arizona, believe it or not. They want to stop agriculture. They think it's a bad use of water. And when 90% of the lettuce consumed in the United States between Thanksgiving and Easter is produced in Yuma, and it's a $20 billion plus industry that creates tens of thousands of jobs, we need to make sure that we protect it. And so while the Corporation Commission only regulates the 300 plus private water companies, there's going to be a macro discussion about water. And once again, I'm unique because I actually helped write the first rainwater harvesting ordinance for commercial development when I was on the Tucson City Council. Same with gray water plumbing. So I understand conservation, and I'll be able to work with the legislators and the governor on those issues while protecting ratepayers and keeping rates low as a member of the Corporation Commission.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your experience with us, and we've had a few conversations off the air about stuff. And it's interesting in this climate now that anybody would want to run for an office, and they were not too nice to you with your yard signs, were they?
No, we had a few.
I wish we could show some on you, but I don't know that we get away with it.
Many people love Seinfeld, and as you remember, Kramer bought his car from the proctologist, and his license plate said "ass man," and someone figured out if you cut the G and the L off. But the good news is, with all those signs, while it says Glassman at the bottom, and they tinkered with that part, it also said conservative, veteran, restoring integrity, and no one who vandalized any of our signs did that. And so I'm proud to be a conservative veteran that wants to restore integrity, and I'm the only one running like that.
As someone named Broomhead, name ID is not always a bad thing, is it?
No, very true. It was hard to explain to my 5- and 7-year-olds who saw the signs why people were tinkering with their last name, but it was still, you had to laugh at it, and I had a good chuckle with my wife.
I would say I'm glad you were a good sport about the whole thing. So Rodney Glassman running for the Corporation Commission. Make informed decisions. Go to the websites. Make sure that what they say is what they're going to do. And here's someone that's a veteran, vastly underserved in government. So thanks for coming down.
No, thank you for having me.
We'll be back.